No. In the first quarter, as Creekview and Chattahoochee are locked in a 2-point battle. A 5-0 run started the game for Creekview, and then a 9-0 run answered by the Chattahoochee Cougars. Chattahoochee comes in as the 4 seed in what was a very, very tough region this season. And a foul called on Creekview. That's Griffin Latimer who picks up the foul. So checking into the game for Chattahoochee will be Aiden Temple, the junior forward. As we've seen him for his first few minutes tonight. Ball swatted out of bounds. Minute 45 left to go in the first quarter. As the official corrects the call. Creekview basketball. Voida will inbound it for the Grizzlies. Voida up top. Matondo has been his shadow all evening. 3-point shot fired up, no good. Temple in a battle. Tricker steals the ball away from him, and we have a tie game, 11-11. A minute 24 left to go in the first. Both teams have split the regular season matchups. Creekview won 53-50 on January 14th. Temple fires a 3-point shot of his own and drains it. 14-11 your score. A minute 5 left to go in the first quarter. Chattahoochee turned around and won the February 8th matchup 70-46. Both teams very familiar with each other. Summers with the ball, now leaves it back for Latimer. Latimer for Jackson. Jackson's shot no good as it rattles off the rim. 45 seconds left to go in the first. A 10-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Haritza all by himself knocks it down from the near side corner. 17-11 your score. 33 seconds left to go. 1 second between the shot clock and the game clock. Jackson slowing it down. Tricker flashes to the top on the other side of the logo.
You don't have to switch anything, just let it roll. I'll take the scoreboard off.
10 seconds left to go, 17-11. Jackson has to make a move. He does in the paint and lays it up and in. 3 seconds left to go. And the shot from half court is in! Oh, what a half court shot! Tamwaye Atsoye from the Chiefs logo knocks that one down for the Cougars, 20-13 at the end of the first quarter. What a big shot by the senior guard. As he nails the half-court shot to put Chattahoochee up at the end of the first, 20-13. And what has been a very, very tightly contested game in the first of 4 rounds in this Region 7 6A bout. Looking at the scoreboard right now, pretty even for Chattahoochee. High scorer right now, Avi Haritza. As Voida for Creekview has been held to 1 3-point shot. As Gil Matondo has been his shadow the entirety of the first quarter, so coming out of the break. Creekview with some work to do, played pretty well in the first quarter, but still down by 7 points going into the second. Jackson at the logo, Latimer, and good defense as this is stolen by Atsoye and laid up and in. And a 9-point lead for Chattahoochee, 22-13 with 7:37 to go in the first half. And another steal by Atsoye. Atsoye goes to the hoop again, lays it up and in, and Atsoye is on fire. Timeout, Creekview. Tamwa Atsoye is on fire here at the War Lodge. 7:29 left to go in the first half. 24-13 your score. As Atsoye stealing the ball and scoring, going coast to coast. And he is putting an absolute bruising on Creekview at the start of the second quarter. I want to thank everyone joining us here on ChiefsTV.org. As we get ready to get back underway. So 7:29 left to go here in the first half. Check 1 2 audio, mic check, mic check. You have got to be kidding me. Check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. As we're back here at the War Lodge, 26-15 your score in favor of Chattahoochee. Three-point shot launched up and nailed by Avi Haritza. And going to the basket and fouled is Griffin Latimer. He'll go to the charity stripe. So 6:21 left to go in the first half. 29-15 in favor of Chattahoochee. First free throw for Latimer goes in. And the second as well. So back to a 12-point game. 6:21 left to go in the first half. As Yamamoto gets the ball back out to Matondo. Now back up top to Haritza. Haritza kicks the ball out for Aiden Temple, who misses just short on the three-point attempt. Yamamoto with the rebound. And what a move inside. And Atsoye having himself a night here at the War Lodge. 31-17 your score. Back up to the top for Creekview. Jackson one-on-one with Haritza. Ball over to Sackman. Now Tricker at the top. Tricker looks down low for Jackson. Jackson picks up his dribble. Inside move for Latimer. Lays it up, no good. Tricker with the offensive rebound. He goes up and is fouled by Matondo. So Tricker goes to the free throw line and sinks the first. 31-18 your score, 5:22 to go in the first half. Chattahoochee on top of Creekview. The winner of tonight's game has a date with River Ridge Thursday night over at Creekview. So 2 shots, 2 makes for Nolan Tricker. As both teams trying to punch their ticket to the big dance. As Asoye is stripped down low as he goes down in the paint, and a timeout called by Chattahoochee. So a full timeout taken on the floor. As you want to talk about a young man who has had a huge game, Asoye sunk a half-court shot to close out the first quarter and opened it back up with 2 steals that he turned into points. So a fantastic day at the office so far for Tamawad Soye. As Creekview struggling to find answers for a Chattahoochee team that they were successful against back in January with a 53-50 win. And we want to talk about some all-region stuff during the break. Chattahoochee had 3 players mentioned in the all-region team. And Soye got second-team honors, and Haritza and Matondo were both honorable mentions. We talked about it in the Sequoia game with a region so deep. Everybody can't make first or second team, but there are a lot of first and second team players in this region on all the teams that we've seen. You think about on Creekview, you've got Drew Voida, has set the single season record for made three-pointers and a single game record for made three-pointers. A very, very deep region here in 7-6A this season, and it will be exciting to see the conclusion of the Region 7-6A tournament, and it will be exciting to see how all these teams fare down the stretch in the state playoffs. But back to the matter at hand, 5:11 left to go in the first half, 31-19 your score, as driving into the lane and laying it up, it's not there. Put back attempt for Temple, not there either. And finally, the ball down to the floor, and we still have a scrum for the basketball. And a whistle. Didn't see if they called jump ball or not. That appears to be the case because possession arrow is in favor of Chattahoochee, and they have the ball, 21 seconds on the shot clock. Temple with a nice post move but can't handle the basketball. Now we're back down to the floor again as Soye picks up right where he left off and lays it off the glass. 33-19 your score, 4:45 left to go in the first half. Summers to Jackson in the high post, who retreats up to the wing. Tricker now back to Jackson. Jackson trying to find a spot inside. Nice step back jumper and nothing but net. A beautiful shot for Trent Jackson. And Soye with 11 points and a shot by Matondo a little short as it clangs off the front of the iron. 4:07 left to go in the first half. 33-21 in favor of Chattahoochee. Inside drive for Tricker, lays it up and in. Creekview cuts the lead to 10, 3:50 to go. And driving inside, not there, as Edgerton ran into a brick wall that is Tricker. Matondo has it on the near side. Matondo at the top of the key, now to Temple. Temple pulls up a three-point shot, no good, as it goes off of Tristan Summers' head. So 33-23 your score, 3:34 left to go in the first half. As both teams trying to punch their ticket tonight to the state tournament. James on the wing, waits for Edgerton. Edgerton gets it up to Haritza. Haritza gets it out. Shot after the buzzer goes off, but the shot was in the air, so Cameron James beats the shot clock and pushes this back out to a 13-point game, 36-23. And an offensive foul on Jack as he gives Edgerton a bit of an elbow. As that is the first foul on Jack. 36-23 your score. 3:09 left to go in the half. High scorers on the floor right now are Haritza and Atsoye for Chattahoochee. They both have 11. And Jackson and Tricker on the floor for Creekview both have 8. As the ball is inbounded to Atsoye. 3:05 to go in the first half. 35-23. As that last shot was only a 2-point shot. So they've adjusted the scoreboard. Back up to Haritza to James. James from the wing. Fires, rattles around and drops in. Wasn't sure that one wanted to go at first, but it's 38-23 as Chattahoochee is on a tear late in the first half. Pullback jumper for Voida, and he buries that. Only a 2-point shot, but it pulls back to within 13. 38-25 your score, 2:30 to go in the first half. And Atsoye looks inside, it's not there. Back out to James. And Matondo all the way back around to Edgerton. Inside to Atsoye, who has 3 defenders around him. But a double dribble will give the ball back over to Creekview. Jack gets the ball to Voida. Voida to the wing for 3, no good for Summers. And James comes streaking down the floor, gets it ahead to Haritza, who lays it off the glass and in. Chattahoochee is breaking it open at the end of the first half. 40-25 your score, 1:40 left to go till the break. And a good defensive effort by Atsoye as he knocks the errant pass out of bounds. Creekview retains possession. Now back up top for Voida. And out to Jackson, has a little trouble corralling the pass. And again, Atsoye knocks the ball out of bounds. So Atsoye earning every bit of that second team all-region accolade as he is having a big night on the floor. He will head to the bench and get a well-deserved rest. Matondo is fouled on the floor by Thomas Maloney, the senior center. 1:16 left to go in the first half. 40-25 your score in favor of Chattahoochee. James retreats to the other half of the court as he picks up the inbound pass. Yamamoto calls out the offense, gets the ball over to Matondo. James with a nice spin move, but has the ball knocked away by Maloney. And a hard foul on Godwin as James picks up his first of the evening. 1 minute to go, 40-25 in the first half. Inside move, not there. Ball squirts free, picked up by Jack. Long 2-point shot for Jack, no good. Bounces up, ball still free, and will stay Creekview basketball. So 42.4 seconds left to go in the first half. So they reverse the call. The ball will be Chattahoochee's basketball. I think the official just pointed the wrong direction. That's okay. Got the call right in the end. Matondo looks inside. It's not there, and a travel will give the ball right back to Creekview. That'll make a 1-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. So 36 seconds left to go in the first half. 40-25 your score in favor of Chattahoochee. Jack drives in the lane and an offensive foul on Jack. as that is his second. So Chattahoochee will have the last chance at the shot if they want it. 25.8 seconds left. Shot clock's dead. 40-25. Cougars on top of the Grizzlies. Haritza shadowed by Jack. Etsoye back on the floor for the Cougars. And a 5-second violation on Etsoye. Not doing enough with the basketball. So a bunch of turnovers here at the end of the first half. Somebody might get a shot off to close out the first half of play. 8 seconds left to go. 40-25 in favor of Chattahoochee. An inside look to Jack. Turns around and lays it up and in as time will expire on the first half. Here from the War Lodge, where your score is Chattahoochee 40, Creekview 27. So a big first half for Etsoye. I mean, what a player. Second team all-region, doing it all, making steals happen, making buckets happen, as he has had a huge first half of the game. Etsoye with 11 points. It's got to feel bigger than that. He probably has at least 11 steals as well. And a 13-point lead going into the break for Chattahoochee. Speaking of breaks, we're going to take a quick one. Coach Carden should be joining us here to talk about their win earlier tonight against Johns Creek and what they're doing to gear up for Centennial. In the meantime, we will go ahead and take a breather here on Chiefs TV. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Chase Schaefer here on Chiefs TV, where your score at the end of the first half, Chattahoochee 40, Creekview 27. And welcome back, fans, here to Chiefs TV. Joining me in the booth, Coach Carden. Coach, boys pulled out a good win tonight, and they get ready to gear up for Centennial Thursday night.
I'm very, very proud of them. I really felt like we were prepared, and we came out on fire. Hit a little stretch there in the second quarter. We didn't play quite as well. And obviously, I think we can play a lot better defense. We did go to a zone there in the third quarter, and we actually rotated and moved in it very, very well. They were out executing us a little bit, but we were shooting the ball so well. You know, we made 14 threes. You know, Preston was absolutely on fire, you know, and then, we got a big lift from Stephen Galvin coming on, knocking down a couple threes, making some shots. doing some things like that. But I thought our effort, our focus was really good. Had a couple of breakdowns defensively. But we also know that we've got to play much, much better on Thursday against Centennial.
Coach, trying to get that playoff home game. If you guys can beat Centennial, that would certainly be a reality. You played them close in the first game of the year and were able to pull out the victory in the second game of the year. How good is Region 7 6A this year?
Well, people have got to understand that, I mean, it is an absolute battle every single night, even against the teams that are at the lower half. We beat a pretty good basketball team in Johns Creek. I mean, they have played some good basketball. Creekview and Cambridge have some good games. They struggle a little bit, but they're hanging right in. I mean, they're a little bit down here. You can't count them out. So
just not enough region wins to go around this year.
Yeah, that's a good point. From top to bottom, it's really good. River Ridge is really good. Centennial's had a great year. Barksdale and Darling are great coaches too. We've got good coaches in this region. I mean, you better be prepared night in and night out. Or somebody will get you.
Speaking of coaches, we had Coach Keener up here at the first half of your game, and we were talking about, the all-region teams. Fisher Mitchell getting honorable mention and Preston Parker getting honorable mention. We said there's just so many good players in this region. There weren't enough first and second team slots to go around for everybody.
Well, and truthfully, I thought, I know there's been a lot of controversy going on in the Twitter world and a lot of people about all-region teams. I know I read where one, I don't think it was in Georgia, but somebody had 30 first-team all-region teams or all-region players, and then there's been some other controversy. But truthfully, I felt like our region got it right. Kyle and Dillon were definitely first team, and Fisher and Preston could have been second team or they could have been honorable mention. But I thought they got it right. I thought they got all the coaching and stuff right. We've got, like I said, we've got good coaches. And we've got guys that understand what we're in this thing for.
And, Coach, you have a team that's been battle-tested. We saw this last year when Kyle and Dillon were juniors. You guys were in some serious battles going 7-7 in region play. It seems like, that wasn't necessarily the ideal situation, but that was still the fourth seed in the region. Now here you guys come out picking up your 20th win of the season tonight. What's it been like watching the maturation process of this team?
Well, first of all, I absolutely love this group. I mean, they are a group after my own heart. First of all, they're great kids, and that's the thing I'm so proud of them about. Not only are they good players, they're great kids, and they're not 330 guys. And 330 guys are the guys that just come at 3:30 to play, and don't. These guys are here early. They're here late. They stay after our practice. They come in on Saturdays and Sundays, and they work hard. And that's the reason they're able to do some of the things they do from a skills perspective.
Coach, one of the players that I've really enjoyed watching grow his game between last year and this year, Fisher Mitchell. We saw it a little bit last year where he flashes in the post, comes up to the top of the wing, and fires a three-point shot. But he has really perfected that. That seems like it's become part of your offensive game plan here this year.
Well, this year we decided to really try to take advantage of Fisher's shooting ability. So instead of doing a lot of screen and rolls and post him up, we did a lot of pick and pops and trailing him on there because it just adds another weapon. He's still got good moves around the rim and utilizes that sometimes. But you also got to remember that with Matthew down there, Matthew is such a matchup problem because everybody thinks he's a guard. Then he plays the post. And then, of course, you bring Connor Harris off the bench who can really shoot the ball. He made a couple more threes tonight. It just makes such a huge difference. We're very difficult to guard when we put all these shooters out on the floor.
Yeah, your team is averaging over 40% shooting or over 40% field goal percentage. I think your lowest of your starting five is 42%. So of your starting five, your worst shooter still shoots 42%. And that's, how many teams would love to have five guys that can just drain the ball like that?
Well, again, I said this is a team after my own heart, and I knew this was going to be a lot of fun coaching these guys because I'm going to tell you, when you can shoot the basketball, it makes a huge, huge difference. And it covers up a lot of our shortcomings, which we have a lot. That being said, this is our fourth consecutive year going to state tournament. Really, really proud of these kids. Just very proud of the culture and the program that we have built here at Sequoia. The other day, DJ King, Myron Gibson, and Donovan Shipp all come by my house to see me. They were here tonight watching the game. Jackson Greco's at Mercer. Deshaun Robinson's over. I think he's going to Georgia Southern. Those kids still come back, and see their coach and support our program and stay in touch and everything. And I could go on and on about some of our kids, that we do. And we got them coming too. That's going to be good. So we're going to be able to sustain this. And of course, we're going to put the work in too and everything. But Chase, just really excited about getting ready to go to the state tournament again.
So, Coach, last question before we let you go and get back to the second half here between Chattahoochee and Creekview. Without giving too much away, what's the game plan looking like for Centennial Thursday?
Well, Centennial's plays really good defense. We've got to execute a little bit better. I didn't feel like we executed real well tonight, but we got away with it because we shot the ball. We have to go. We playing at Creekview. I really enjoy playing at Creekview. We've won there and everything. So it's truthfully, and it's a bigger court than what we have here, and it really allows us to execute a little bit better. So I think, we can't extend quite as much, but we probably weren't going to. But, obviously we'll try to play fast pace, get the ball up and down the floor. Centennial's not a huge high-scoring team, but they can score the ball.
Well, Coach, we wish you the best of luck. Congratulations once again on another pair of dancing shoes, and we wish you the best.
Thank you, Chase. Appreciate everything you do. Okay.
And we're coming back to the second half here between Chattahoochee and Centennial. Chattahoochee on top of Creekview, not Centennial, by a score of 40-27. As we get ready to get back underway, player of the first half has to be Tamwad Soye, as he was all over the court for the Chattahoochee Cougars as he hit a half-court shot from the logo to close out the first quarter of the ball game. So Creekview starts with the basketball. As we get, only got one headset. Perfect. And folks, a special treat coming into the booth with us for the third quarter. Go ahead and identify yourself, mystery speaker.
How's it going? I am Coach Jordan Granholm, assistant coach of the Sequoia Chiefs. So I am jumping in here for
So Sequoia gets another set of dancing shoes this year, going to the state playoffs once again. Congratulations on that. What's Creekview going to have to do here in the second half to overcome this 13-point deficit?
Well, the defense, obviously to start, giving up 40 points in the first half is not ideal for them. We noticed a lot of penetration, not getting loose balls, these 50-50 balls, and, do what they can on offense to go ahead and, try to chip away at this deficit.
This shot clock has been giving us fits all night. Cannot get this thing going to save our lives. I think every quarter we go through this with this shot clock.
Yeah.
There, it's finally coming back on. Let's see if we can get a 3 and a 5 on there to get this half of basketball started here in the Region 7 6A quarterfinals, where your score is 40-27 in favor of Chattahoochee. It seems strange saying this, but Chattahoochee, the 4 seed this year, coming out of Region 7 6A, as we talked about with Coach Carden and Coach Keener earlier, just what a heavy region it is, as Tricker starts the scoring off for Creekview as he kisses that one off the backboard. 40-29 your score, less than 20 seconds into the third quarter. Matondo drives in, kicks the ball back out to James. And Soye, the man of the night, has 4 or 5 defenders on him, and he still buries it home.
That's what's going to keep hurting Creekview. They allowing too much penetration like that.
Wonder if he's playing with a chip on his shoulder, only getting the second-team honors on the all-region team.
That's a good point.
Just not enough positions to go around in that. Inside to Tricker again, and a nice favorable roll off the front of the iron, pulls it back to within 11. 42-31 your score with 7:08 to go in the third quarter. Good look outside to Haritza. Haritza off the front of the iron. Jack picks up the rebound for the Grizzlies. Haven't seen a lot of Voida. He pulls up and fires a three-point shot. No good, as he has been shadowed by Matondo all night long. Cannot get hot for Creekview.
Yeah, him only having 5 is not going to help them.
And a nice layup by Jalen Edgerton as he kisses it off the back of the backboard. 44-31, 6:36 to go in the third. And Tricker again with a chance for a three-point play. What a layup. As the physicality to go to the basket, fight through contact, score the bucket. And now let's see if the junior center can convert on the three-point play and make it a 10-point game. And Tricker is good from 15 feet away to complete the three-point play. 44-34 your score, 6:30 left to go in the third quarter of this Region 7 6A quarterfinal matchup. Temple dials up a three-point shot of his own. Left it a little short. Jack with the rebound for the Grizzlies. And a good look at a three-point shot from the wing goes in for Tristan Summers.
Here we go. This is the start they needed, coming right out of the half. Cutting this down to 7.
44-37, Creekview starting to creep back into the ball game. 2 minutes gone in the third quarter. It is now a single-digit lead for the Cougars. Chattahoochee went into the break with a 13-point lead. Creekview has come out of the locker room with their hair on fire, and Atsoye has his pocket picked as he tried to go baseline, but it will stay Chattahoochee basketball. .551 to go in the third, 44-37 your score. Inbound pass to Temple. Temple with the post move and a foul on Tricker.
Again, that's what's hurting Creekview. The penetration inside, not being able to stop, either giving up a layup or having to foul there.
Temple, the junior, goes to the charity stripe. He'll get 2 cracks at it. I want to thank everyone for coming out here tonight and for joining us on Chiefs TV as Temple sinks his first. A good contingent of Creekview fans in the building tonight. I want to thank you all for coming out. Second teases and pops out, so it stays an 8-point ball game. 5:45 to go in the third quarter. 45-37 your score in favor of Chattahoochee. Jack with the behind-the-back layup, no good. As it stays Creekview basketball. And a chance to build some serious momentum for the Grizzlies, as they have taken a big chunk out of this Chattahoochee lead. Inside look and a nice move, not there. Tricker on the rebound, has his shot blocked by Temple, and a good defensive stand for the Cougars. Baseline for Atsoye, pass not there, picked up by Voida for the Grizzlies. He's got a clean look at the basket and a big swat, but a foul. Avi Haritza was there to swat it away, but a whistle will send Voida to the line for the Grizzlies.
Oh, man, I wish we could see a replay on that one. That was a good take, but I don't know about that one.
So Voida leaves the first free throw short, and that is not how you take advantage of an opportunity like that.
No, definitely not. You definitely need these when you get something like that at this point in the game. Oh,
and
man,
Voida misses both. That is a huge loss for Creekview. 45-37 still your score, 5:05 to go in the third. Temple up top, back to Atsoye, who has had a huge ball game for Chattahoochee. Poked away by Tricker and sent right back to him by Voida. Ball is left for Jack. Dangerous pass, but he finds Voida in the corner, who leaves it short. Thought you might get the benefit of a weird bounce there, but still an 8-point ball game. Edgerton has that one rejected by Tricker. Ball finds its way up to Voida, who gets it over to Jackson. Jackson's shot no good, and the shot's not falling for Creekview, and a foul called.
Creekview's had opportunities. They've had 2-3 open looks, had those 2 free throws missed. I mean, this game, we could be looking at a tie game right now.
4:26 to go in the third quarter. 45-37 your score in favor of the Cougars. Atsoye taking his time. He picks the ball up after he crosses half court. Jack playing tight defense on Matondo. Haritza thinks about a three, but passes it over to Edgerton. Atsoye, tight defense by Jack, picks up his dribble, finds Haritza in the corner for three. No good. And the rebound taken by Trent Jackson for the Grizzlies. Haritza in his face leaves it back for Jack. Jack, nice spin move and a head fake to the basket. Turnaround jumper, no good. A heartbreaker of a miss. 3:45 to go in the third, and Haritza to the basket, no good. Chattahoochee faithful think there should have been a call. Voida over to Jack. Jack with a clean look at a three. No good again.
Creekview is not taking advantage of these opportunities.
Creekview cannot buy a basket at this point.
I was just going to say that. They cannot buy a bucket. They are getting plenty of looks, layups, three-pointers. I mean, they're still right in this, but, man.
Spare some change because the bank is empty. The basket is not full. That iron has been unforgiving in the beginning of the second half. 3:22 left to go in the third quarter. Still 45-37. Amazing that Chattahoochee has not been able to capitalize as well.
Yeah, good point. Chattahoochee's been going on their own dry spell, and that's just a mistake there. Oh, he called a hold.
And a foul comes up against Chattahoochee. Thought that would be a costly turnover for the Grizzlies, but they get the benefit of the whistle. 3:10 left to go in the third. 45-37 your score. Nobody really in foul trouble. I take that back, and Soye checks out of the ballgame with his third. That could spell trouble down the stretch for Chattahoochee. As Soye has been the player to beat.
Another
three-point shot, no good as it is left short by Seth Jack. And the drought continues for the Grizzlies. For both teams, really, because the score's been the same for the last 2-3 minutes.
Both teams looking for a big bucket. I mean, push it up to 10, or Creekview can cut it down to. That's a
nice look in there to Matondo, but a miss.
It's another missed opportunity. There's a lid on both rims right now.
The iron being unforgiving in the third quarter. 2:30 to go in said quarter. 45-37, still your score in favor of Chattahoochee. The way this Creekview team's playing right now, it is hard to believe. Nice drive to the basket, and finally Godwin finds the bank during operating hours. Had to take time off lunch to run that errand. 45-39 your score. 2:10 left to go in the third quarter. Creekview cuts it to three, but Temple fires a three-point shot, no good. Inbound save attempt by Matondo, not there, picked up by Creekview.
Oh,
and a huge missed opportunity as Godwin cannot corral the pass. A 6-point ball game, 45-39. Chattahoochee still on top, but 1:58 left to go in the third. Creekview has clawed their way back into it. Chattahoochee unable to put some distance between them and the Grizzlies. Temple inside, puts it down once, and finds the bottom of the net, so both teams break that scoring drought, and we are back to an 8-point ball game. 1:35 left to go in the third quarter. And what a layup attempt, not there, but the ball will go out of bounds and be Chattahoochee basketball. Tough break for Griffin Latimer, the freshman point guard. That's Soye, sends it over to Matondo. Matondo out to Temple. Haritza from the corner, rolls off the rim, no good.
That was good ball movement. That was another open look for Chattahoochee, too, that they couldn't knock down.
1 minute left to go in the third quarter. Voida finally finds the bottom of the net. He hasn't scored a three-point shot since the first quarter, but what a time to hit it to pull his team back to within 5. 50 seconds left in the third. Matondo to the basket and drops it in. Power move by the senior forward to drive the lane and get the bucket. 35 seconds left to go in the third. 49-42 your score. Seven-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. 10 left on the shot clock, 17 on the game. Still no looks. 4 seconds left. Creekview's got to get one up, and a foul as Latimer with a prayer just towards the basket and gets a whistle.
Yeah, that's a good take, but got to keep him in front of you.
Latimer with a chance to make it a 5-point ball game.
It's going to be a good fourth quarter the way it's going at this rate. Creekview's inching back in, but they're really shooting themselves in the foot. Missed 3 free throws this quarter.
Creekview has not been good from the charity stripe this afternoon or evening. And the second is good for Latimer. Doesn't get the whole thing, but gets a piece of it. 7 seconds left to go. Zasoye have another big shot at him at the end. Haritza baseline, pull-up, jumper, no good. And that will end the third quarter. Your score, 49-43 in favor of the Cougars. What can we say about that one?
That was the quarter Creekview needed, but it could have been even better. But that was definitely the quarter they needed to make this a game that they definitely feel like they can go ahead and win. They can definitely come in and have another strong 8 minutes here and come out with a win and move on Thursday.
How big would that be for a team that finishes 8th in an 8-team region? And it's not because they're not good. They played Sequoia tight at the beginning of the season.
And that's just, that's what's so tough about these games. They had a big win on Saturday against Cambridge, and then they come out here and, both teams, playing hard, but that's just the resilience in playing games like this. And they showed great fight coming out of the half here. And that could have been, as we said, that could have been a perfect quarter for them. They could easily be up by now. We'll have to see how Chattahoochee responds here. They were really struggling against that zone defense when they were not able to get in the paint. I mean, I don't think they hit a single shot outside the paint. Yeah, we'll get Coach.
So we appreciate you joining us in the booth.
Well, I appreciate it. This was a good experience. We'll swing it over to Coach now.
And hopefully an exciting fourth quarter comes in as we are rotating out broadcasters like line changes in hockey. Come on up here, Coach. Let's call this fourth quarter together. Doesn't matter, whichever way you're comfortable with. There you go.
All right.
Matondo inside the paint. Just has to back out, gets the ball over to Temple. Temple for three and knocks it down. So a big three-point shot to open the fourth quarter for Chattahoochee. 52-43 your score, 30 seconds into the final frame. Ugly turnover for the freshman point guard. And Chattahoochee with a chance to step back out to a double-digit lead after a dry spell in the third quarter. Matondo back up top for Temple. Does he have another one in him? No, he leaves it short. Scrum down below the basket, picked up by Creekview. As Latimer has been here, there, and everywhere. Head fake, step back, three-point shot for Sackman, no good. And a steal under the basket by Latimer. And Latimer lays it up, no good. Unforgiving iron tonight as all of his teammates were back behind the three-point line.
Yeah, that was a tough miss. That was a big basket. They needed that one.
6:44 to go in the ballgame, 52-43 your score. Haritza to Montando. Back to Temple. And the man of the night at Soye for Chattahoochee. Edgerton for three, knocks it down. And here come those three-point shots that they were so desperately needing in the third quarter. And Creekview back in a hole, wide open three-point shot, no good for Sackman. Tricker doing yeoman's work down low. Ball stays Creekview basketball as it was poked out of bounds. And Tricker has had a rough night down in the paint. He has been getting pushed around, but he's done some good work for the Grizzlies down low.
Yeah, he's battling down there. That big kid, he battles.
Coach, what we got to break, introduce yourself. We haven't done that yet.
Okay, yeah, I'm Coach Brandon Fortenberry. I am assistant coach here at Sequoia and the JV boys basketball coach.
So congratulations, congratulations on another set of dancing shoes as the Chiefs are going to the state playoffs.
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
And another error by Creekview gives the ball right back to the Cougars, as they are really wishing they had hit some of those shots in the third quarter. 2 minutes gone in the fourth quarter, 55-43 your score in favor of Chattahoochee. Haritza to the basket, loses the ball off his foot. It goes into the Chattahoochee cheerleaders, and the ball will go back the other way for the Grizzlies. (55-43). 5:45 to go in the fourth. Nice inside look for Voida. And it's a 10-point ball game. 5:40 to go in the fourth.
Plenty time left. Plenty time left. Creekview just have to put together a couple stops. They'll be okay.
That's Soye to Montando. Haritza in the corner. Montando finds it Soye. Good inside look. Pass just doesn't connect. And here come the Grizzlies. Dangerous pass cross court. Summers goes to the rim and goes down. And now a scrum for the basketball and a foul on Griffin Latimer, as he picks up his second of the evening. 5:03 to go, a 10-point ball game. Chattahoochee 55, Creekview 45. Still plenty of basketball left to be played, but Creekview will have to start capitalizing on opportunities down the floor. Oh. 15 seconds, ball down in the paint above the free throw line, and a jump ball possession arrow in favor of Creekview.
Yep. That's another stop. Let's see if they can get a bucket this possession.
Have to wonder if it's Voida time or not.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. He's known to make big shots, so we'll see.
They'll have to get him open in order to make those shots happen. So far, Creekview has been fairly dry from beyond the arc. Jack with the ball, picks up his dribble, now looks inside for Tricker. And going baseline and not there for Trent Jackson. Not sure if he was just more concerned with the pass out, but another chance for Creekview not capitalized on. 4:05 to go in the fourth, 55-45 in favor of Chattahoochee. And a timeout taken by the Cougars. So 4:02 left to go in the final frame. Chattahoochee on top of Creekview, 55-45. Coach, Creekview's got to start capitalizing on some of these trips.
Yeah, they went dry. They went dry this second half. They've been getting the stops, but they just got to put the ball in the hole on the offensive end.
They're doing very well on defense. I mean, they're keeping Chattahoochee from getting open looks, playing sound, disciplined defense, forcing Chattahoochee to try and find bad passes into the lane and outside. But on offense, they just cannot buy a bucket.
Yeah, they can't buy one this second half. They're going to have to pick it up. The guy I'm looking to pick it up is Trent Jackson, number 2. He's got to get it going. He's usually their guy night in and night out. These last 4 minutes, I expect some big minutes from him.
Jackson, an honorable mention on the all-region team with his teammate Drew Voida. Soye sends that ball over to Montando. Haritza back up top. Temple has had a quiet, good night for the Cougars. Haritza jacks up a three-point shot at the end of the shot clock.
Man.
And a 13-point lead for the Cougars. 58-45, 3:30 to go in the fourth. If you're Creekview, is it desperation time? Three-point look for Summers, no good, as Haritza takes the rebound at the free throw line.
Still no luck on the offensive end for Creekview this half.
Temple on the near corner. Montano to Haritza. Haritza with 16 points for the Cougars tonight. A huge factor. Temple with a quiet 9. Haritza going for 19. There it is! And Avi Haritza is opening the game up for the Chattahoochee Cougars.
He's giving them big buckets tonight.
19 points for the senior guard. 2:35 to go, 61-45 your score in favor of Chattahoochee, and another miss. But a late whistle comes in that will send Trent Jackson to the charity stripe. Some big free throws here for Creekview. And the first is good. Nolan Tricker, 15 points on the night for Creekview. So a big night for the big man down low, as he has been, I guess you'd say, doing the Lord's work down low.
Yeah, it seemed like he's carrying the load tonight.
Yeah, so Jackson makes the most of his trip to the charity stripe. Still a 14-point deficit. Can be done in 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but they're going to have to really figure things out on the offensive side of the ball, and an over and back will help their cause. Big possession coming up here for Creekview.
They need something desperately this possession.
Inbound pass. Ball makes its way over to Jack. Jackson with some fancy footwork. He drives in, now leaves the ball for Voida. Voida for 3, no good. Jack with the offensive rebound, but his own player pokes it away from him. And Chattahoochee will get the ball back, and Soye drives in the lane. And a whistle. Let's see which Grizzly they got. They got Jack. Is Jack on the floor? Yes, he is. That's his third. Inbound pass to Utsoye. Nice move inside and to the basket and in. And Chattahoochee continuing to put distance between themselves and Creekview with 1:43 left to go in the ballgame. 63-47 the score. 3-point shot, no good once again, and a heartbreaking rattle for Jackson.
Tough night for Creekview. Tough night, shoot.
Seth Jack will check in for the Grizzlies, but I think it's a moot point now, a 16-point deficit with 1:35 left to go. Chattahoochee not out of the woods yet, but the ball goes off Voida. And that mountain just keeps getting bigger and bigger for Creekview. But a valiant effort here tonight by the Grizzlies.
Oh, yeah, they played extremely hard. A few baskets here and there, and this game looks completely different.
Inbound pass at Soye all by himself and puts the exclamation point on what will be a Region 7-6A quarterfinal victory. 65-47 your score, 1:15 to go in the ballgame. Voida lays it up and in. And a timeout called with 1:12 left, but Chattahoochee is up by 16. At Soye, a huge night with 17 points. Hit a big shot from half court to close out the first quarter.
That was big. I think that kind of shifted the momentum back in their favor after Trent made a nice bucket going to the hole. But him making that 3 to end the half, that was huge.
Speaking of huge three-point shots, Harista here in the fourth quarter, hitting those 2 huge three-point shots to open up the fourth, I think is really at the end of the day what broke the back for Creekview.
Yeah, he's a guy that you don't normally think that's going to shoot the ball the way he's shooting it tonight, but tonight he's really showed up.
And like you said earlier, Coach, a few shots here and there, and this could be a different ball game, but there just seemed to be a lid on the rim tonight.
Yeah, tough night for Creekview, who's usually a pretty solid shooting team, but tonight it was real tough for them.
Certainly a commendable effort, though. Inbound pass, 1:08 to go in the fourth. Creekview not saying die yet as they are still swarming to the basketball. 58 seconds left. That's Soye to the basket and lays it up and in. That's Soye playing like a man possessed. 67-49 your score. As Soye gets to the 19-point mark. And a late whistle with 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. 67-49 your score. Two players with 19 points for Chattahoochee, Maritza and Soye. And another foul against Creekview. This time Void of the offender. Yamamoto with some fancy handles as he crosses half court. 1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, but it's a moot point now as 15 seconds left to make it official. But another foul, and we're not out of the woods yet as Maloney, the 6'5 senior, picks up a foul. 10 seconds left to go. Yamamoto carries the ball around, gets it to Montando. And 5 seconds, 2, 1, and the horn will sound, and that will do it here from the War Lodge as your final score. Chattahoochee will put their dancing shoes on as well, and we've got all four teams set from 7-6A. And some emotions spilling over onto the court after the game. It was a hard-fought game, so it is what it is. But your final score, Chattahoochee 67, Creekview 49. Don't let that score deceive you, folks. Creekview was in this thing until about 2 minutes left to go, until Chattahoochee just broke it open with some huge three-point shots.
Yeah, much closer game than the score indicates. Like we said before, Creekview make a couple shots. I think this game was a 1 or 2 possession type game, but Creekview didn't make shots, and Chattahoochee made a few more, a couple big threes, and that's what it was. They were able to stretch it out.
And in crunch time, Chattahoochee just turned it on, just found the basket when they needed to.
Yeah.
So a good game. We have all four teams from 7-6A. It will be River Ridge, Centennial, Sequoia, and Chattahoochee. Thursday night at Creekview, you are in for a treat if you are a high school basketball fan. You'll see River Ridge take on this Chattahoochee team you just saw here tonight, and then you will see Centennial and Sequoia in another epic showdown between those two teams Thursday night at Creekview. So all of these teams going dancing. Now we're just trying to get home games. Yeah. And of course, a banner. Yeah, everybody wants to hang that banner.
Yeah, for sure. That's always the goal.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us. And everybody on Chiefs TV, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your viewership. Hope we did a good job here for you tonight. I am Chase Schaefer. Thank you all so much for joining us. Your final score, once again, 67-49, Chattahoochee over Creekview. And we will see you all on the other side.